Welcome to the Ironworth Trading Show. I'm your host, Coach Price. Nothing in this live stream tonight will be financial advice. This is for educational and entertainment purposes only. I appreciate y'all for tapping in and listening. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. If you are not already subscribed to me, hit the follow button. You know what I'm saying? Hit the likes. Y'all feel me? Go ahead and get that out the way for me. All right? So, y'all already know what time it is. I'm gonna let y'all make sure we bring a little market clarity tonight. I'm gonna cut through all the bullshit so we can move like real traders and not panicky motherfuckers, right? Now, the first topic I'm gonna start out with is kind of huge. The U.S. government finally supposed to be reopening after one of the longest shutdowns in history. Now, you might be thinking, so what? What the fuck this got to do with me making money? I'm about to tell you. I'm about to break it down. We're going to break it down. I'm going to break it down. Break it up. I just want a few more people to come on in here, y'all. Let me get a few more people to come on in. I should not still be sitting at 0 likes. Y'all know I cut out real quick now. I'll leave if I can't get to a certain amount of likes. You feel me? Y'all tap the screen while I'm yapping. I need y'all tapping. If you're new here, hit the follow button. Trust me, hit the notification bell because you don't want to miss another live. Let me let some more people come on in. How y'all doing? Let me let some more people come on in. Yeah, I'm finna show y'all what this have to do with us making money. And like I said, this is not financial advice. Now, when the government stops, the money movement stops. And when the money movement stops, the market usually pause, twist, and then it's gonna explode. This is normally, historically, statistically speaking, this is what happens. That is when after it explodes, it's gonna be usually right after the shit start running again. The moment things start running again, it'll explode. Now, some of this we already got priced in. But it's still a lot of opportunity. Wherever there's volatility, there's opportunity. That's how we eat as traders. I hope y'all know that is how we eat as traders, is through that volatility. So tonight, I'm going to walk y'all through exactly what's going on. You know what I'm saying? What all the government terms and shit mean, who's who in the whole process, and how you can position yourself while the system powers itself back on, right? We're going to take our time. We're going to define everything. We're going to connect the dots. So even if you're brand new to trading, by the end of the stream, you're going to understand how the news like this really move the shit that we see on the chart. What's up, Passion? How y'all doing? How y'all doing? Do me a favor. Tap the screen. Share the live out to your stories. Right? When you share it to your story, it pushes it out to your following base. Right? It help me out. Help me out. Hype me up. The more likes I get, the more TikTok pushes my live stream out to a larger audience, right? So let's not be greedy. Let's tap the screen and share the live out. I appreciate y'all so much. Now, with them reopening, it's supposed to be slow. It's actually going slow. But we talking about probably about a week or more. That's how long it's supposed to take. It ain't going to be like, oh, government back open. No, they got shit that they got to do before things look normal again. They got to restart payroll systems. They got to pay back all the wages and shit that piled up during the shutdown. That's a 43-day backlog of paperwork. Federal loans, business permits, clearances and shit, customer service cases that all froze. All that shit came to a halt. Now, every time you hear backlog, I want you to think about pressure. For those that know pressure and how it works, it bursts pipes. Right? Or it makes diamonds. I want you to think about pressure. Pressure creates bursts. That is how the market moves. Now, what this kind of pressure finally releases is a bull run, right? And when it does, it's gonna show up as data jumps or spending spikes and sector rallies and shit. So even though the shutdown hurt the economy on the short term, reopening is going to create a burst of momentum. And we as traders, we gonna ride that shit and pause. You know what I'm saying? She gonna ride it. You feel me? Now let me pause right there. Drop a W in the chat if you with me so far. I just want to make sure y'all paying attention, y'all engaged, and y'all with me so far. Drop a W in the chat if you paying attention. No W's? All right, there we go, Big Sam. I was making sure. Okay, 2 winners in the chat. We got 2 winners in the chat. Bet. As long as I know I got a couple of my winners out there with me, I ain't worried about the losers. I know every now and then a loser might come into the live stream, but if they pay attention, they won't be a loser no more. You feel me? All right. So we'll talk the basics. A government shutdown happened whenever Congress failed to pass a bill. And usually that bill funds federal agencies. It's called an appropriations bill. That's literally just a fancy word for permission to spend money. That's all it is. Now, when they don't pass it, agencies stop being able to pay workers. They stop being able to issue loans or approve contracts. And that means it ain't going to be no environmental inspections, no SBA loans, no new defense contracts. And for us, we ain't going to get no updated economic data. So during those weeks, we've been flying blind in the motherfucker, literally. I think it don't matter, though, because a lot of retail traders fly blind anyways. No data equals no confidence. No confidence equals a lot of volatility, all right? So when there's volatility, we sharpen the fuck up. This iron worth trading where iron sharpens iron, and that's what I'm here to do tonight is to put y'all on game to make sure ain't no kinks in your armor, to make sure you ready, right? You ready. We looking for rebounds as soon as this shit reopen. I think that when it does happen, we could see $700 on SPY. But that's why we care as traders, though. We not waiting for CNN to say that this shit is fixed. We watching how the market react in real time. All right, we're going to identify the players in this shit so that you know who's who. You got Congress. They the ones who write and pass the spending bill. You got the president, the orange man. He the one who signed it into law. We got federal agencies like the Department of Labor, EPA, and the SBA. Those are the ones that actually do the work, and they need the funding to operate. All right, so until all 3 of those pieces line up, we need Congress to vote yes, we need Senate to vote yes, and we need the orange man. Ain't shit gonna move. Right now, the House is expected to pass the same temporary funding bill that the Senate already approved. If that happened by Wednesday, matter of fact, that already happened. I'm pretty sure it already happened. I didn't mean to say Wednesday. Today's Wednesday. Now it's Thursday. Today's Thursday. Sorry, it's going into it's going into Thursday. I got my days all mixed up. What the hell? But yeah, a lot of agencies could reopen by this Friday. But a lot of them ain't going to really fully be back online until Monday. So what does that mean for us? It means that there's a window, a trading window between the news breaking and the actual flow of money restarting. It's going to be a pocket that I want y'all to pay attention to for swing trading. Patron, what's happening? Thank you for spinning the block. Tap the screen. Let me get some likes, y'all. While I'm yapping, I need y'all tapping. So yeah, we're gonna think about it from when in doubt, zoom out. We're gonna think about it from a bigger picture point of view, right? So I want you to think of the government like a huge client that pay thousands of dollars, right? That pay thousands of smaller clients. And when that client stop paying, construction stop, tech contracts pause, defense firms sit still, and consumers who work for the government start spending less. That ripple effect is going to hit everything from retail to transportation. Now, when them back wages hit and operations start back up again, you get a mini stimulus effect, right? Because people finally get paid, the spending kick in, and that's when you're going to see a lot of sectors like retail, airlines, and small business suppliers wake the fuck up. So for y'all, this week and next week, you should be watching retail ETFs, You should be watching transportation sector. You should be watching the aerospace and defense sector. And of course, SPY and QQQ. SPY 700. That's what I think coming as soon as this shit open up for real. Now, you don't chase the first headlines. You don't wait for confirmation candles. The rally happens when the money start moving again, not just when politicians shake hands and say so. Now, remember I told y'all the appropriation bill, that's the bill that authorized spending. It is how Congress decides who gets paid. Y'all know that we dealing with federal agencies. Those are the departments that handle the real world bullshit that we don't really pay attention to. Some of y'all already know SBA, DOT. All right. And yeah, they got a lot of backlog, a lot of delayed paperwork. You feel me? But for a second though, we're gonna talk mindset. We're gonna talk mindset. So when major news like this drop, a lot of rookie ass traders do one or two things. They either jump in too early, thinking everything about the pump, or they freeze up, thinking I'm just gonna wait until it's all clear. Don't let that be y'all, because both of them are emotional. Those are emotional moves. A smart trader, right? One who listens to Coach Price, you're gonna know how to wait for confirmation. We're gonna use this waiting period to identify what sectors benefit and which ones lag behind. That's what we're gonna pay attention to. Right? So if the reopening goes smooth, defense and infrastructure stocks that's gonna spike, I'm looking at them because a lot of government contracts gonna start back up again. And if it drag out another week, a lot of people might, lose confidence, and that's gonna hit the retail stocks again. You pay attention to it. Excuse me. Either way, we prepare on both sides because that's professional. So I want to see y'all drop a money bag in the chat if you understand the difference between reacting versus preparing. Let me see some money bags in the chat if y'all know the difference between reacting versus preparing. Y'all remember during the shutdown back in 2018 to 2019, that was the longest before this one. Before the one we just had now, that was the longest. So the market dipped early on, but rallied hard when the government reopened. This shit is really a big pattern, y'all. Like, think about it. The last time it was the George Floyd riots. This time it was the immigration riots, right? I'll call them the ICE riots, Last time we had a shutdown this time. Last time they talked about stimulus checks, they talking about stimulus checks this time. Last time they printed a lot of fucking money, and then this time they printed it. And I think the inflation is going to happen again just like it happened last time. As soon as Buddy got out of office, there was a lot of inflation, but we ain't going to talk about that. We just talking about the bull market. We talking about the dips and how important every dip was back during COVID, and how during that time you wasn't paying attention. You weren't really thinking, but afterwards, now that we look back in hindsight is always 2020. You can always look back and be like, yeah, of course I could have did this and I could have did that. But right now in the present moment, you should be doing the same thing. Okay, you should be doing the same thing. You got to look for all of this shit to happen this week, or the rest of this week and next week too. Now, SPY went back then from around like 260 to 300 within weeks, like an 8% bounce, because we love clarity. So as soon as the unknown becomes known, the money gonna start flowing again. Watch. So when we hear government reopening, we're gonna translate that into short optimism. We're gonna know that it's gonna be a lot of volume that start increasing, and that's what you're gonna be looking for the rest of this week and next week. Any questions? Any questions? Because I want y'all to look for look at the treasury yields the rest of this week. When the government reopen, them short-term yields gonna rise because a lot of investors expect spending to start back pumping. Consumer confidence reports, those might still lag. You're gonna look for relief rally candles. Like, that's when we see green candles with volume spikes after weeks of uncertainty like we've been dealing with. Because we ain't been knowing what the fuck going on. But yeah, that's your homework. That's your homework. I want to talk about position sizing for a minute because when it's a lot of government news, and y'all, I already told you, you're gonna see a lot of volatility. So that means the spreads widen, and you're gonna deal with a lot of slippage. For those that don't know what slippage is, you using market orders, you getting right into the trade, and from the time you press buy or sell, the price moves so much on your ass, right? You thought you got in at one price, or you really getting in at a different one. It's slippage. Now your emotions you might be pissed off dealing with a lot of stuff like that, but this is why I want y'all to not go all in. You want to scale in small. You want to make sure that the trend is actually going in the direction that you think it's going in. Then you want to add. You keep your stop loss tight. What do you mean by keep the stop loss tight, Said? Where do I put my stop loss at? If the stock is trading at $100, this is me not even trading options. If the stock is trading at $100 and I could put my stop loss at $99. If the price go down, get me the fuck out. Now that's tight as hell. Of course you're gonna get stopped out a lot. Of course, you're gonna get stopped out a lot. That's why long-term investors, they buy and hold. They buying and they dollar cost averaging whether the stock is up or down. But as a trader, you should never be trading without a stop loss. You should never do that. You should never trade without a stop loss. That's crazy work. And it should be tight as hell. Yes, it should be tight. I tell everybody that. I think that's basic information, but you'll be amazed how professional people don't even do this shit. I'm talking about people who's supposed to be experts. They got 10,000 hours logged in trading, and they still think that it's smart to trade without one. Okay, cool. You may be so cool of a trader that you feel like you don't need one. I still feel like you should put one there. It just depends on what. Some of them are willing to lose the entire premium. Okay, so when you willing to lose the entire amount that you put on the trade, that's when you're not using a stop loss. And even then, I feel like you should be trying to protect the capital. Yeah. So what we really dealing with the government shutdown, what's really happening here is once the shit open up again, we're gonna see confidence rebuild because the markets don't move on data alone. Like they literally move on belief. Belief that the system work, that people get paid, and that companies can plan again. So when that belief start coming back around, it's gonna show first in the ETFs and shit. Then it's gonna show in the sectors, and then it's gonna show in individual names. So the order of opportunity gonna go like this. We're going to see SPY and QQQ pump. You can see sector rotation, individual stock plays. That's how it's going to work. Any questions? Any questions? Now, you swing traders out there, for those that don't know the difference between a swing trader and a day trader, when you open a trade and close that trade within the same day, that is a day trade. Like if you buy a stock today and close it and sell it today, that's a day trade. But if you buy a stock today and sell it tomorrow, technically speaking, that's a swing trade. Same thing with stock options. Same thing with futures. It's just a matter of time. Day traders hold that position for longer than 1 day. Swing traders, my bad. Day traders, they gonna get in and out that trade within 1 day. So I'm speaking directly to the swing traders, the ones who gonna hold it for longer than the day. This is your moment to plan. You really don't need to be panicking right now. When you see headlines like government reopening, your first instinct you might be to get into calls, but I don't want you to do that. We got to let the first wave pass. You got a lot of professionals that's taking profit on that first spike up, right? We're going to wait for the retest, and that's where we're going to swing that motherfucker. Swing, batter, swing, batter. That's where we're going to swing from. Finally, somebody talking to me, and what's happening, West Coast? We got a real one in the chat. What's happening? Y'all act like y'all just don't. Real one in the chat. That's what I like to see. Engagement. But yeah, man. We're going to wait for the retest. So if SPY keep going up, if it spike on like Friday and cool off on Monday, that Monday low might be my entry, especially if the volume confirms the trend. Okay? I need to see a trend continuation. That's textbook. That's textbook trading. Now, the day traders, y'all gonna play the reaction. Swing traders play the stabilization. Investors play the narrative. Now, we gonna profit from reaction plus confirmation. That's how you gonna stay consistent. I mean, like, we're not happy we can do it. We happy we can do it again. Now, type ready in the chat if you ready to handle this shit like a professional. I want you to type learning in the chat if you still processing, but you catching on. Either way, you here, you learning, you building that brain, you building your trader mindset. That's all that matters. We're going to lock in. Before I roll with the rest of what I wanted to bring to y'all, I just wanted to tell the people that might be just coming in. We was talking about how the U.S. government reopening is a slow restart, and it won't happen by like the flip of a switch. And there's a 43-day backlog that's going to create some short-term pressure and volatility. All right. I talked about how a couple of sectors that's going to benefit from it: the defense sector, infrastructure, transportation, and retail. Right. And then we just talked about how the first wave after that open is usually noise. And then the second wave is where your opportunity going to be at. All right. I want you to trade the confirmation, not the conversation. Brandon says, learning. You explain things well. I appreciate it. So, yeah. I just wanted to make sure I went over all of that because I think everybody keep talking about it, but it ain't really happened too much yet, right? It ain't happened yet. The shutdown has not been reopened. It ain't over yet until they say it's over, but we want to see the money flowing around. But yeah, y'all may not know about Waymo, W-A-M-O. It's not some startup in a garage. I'm going to talk about Waymo for a second. Now that we done handled the government side of the market, I'm going to talk about something straight out the future. Waymo just became the first company in the United States to launch a fully driverless taxi service on the highways. Not side streets. I'm talking about highways. Y'all ready to ride past cars that ain't got drivers in them yet? Because that's what we dealing with. Drop a car in the chat if you already thinking AI, electric vehicle technology plays. Like, if you think this shit a game, I promise you it's not. I promise you it's not. Y'all don't understand. Some of y'all do understand because y'all old enough to have watched the Jetsons. So y'all know. Ronan said don't trust it. I'm already knowing. Yeah, Ronan said don't trust it. But some of y'all watch the Jetsons, so y'all know this is where we headed at with the future. They had Apple Watches on already in the Jetsons. They had Apple Watches. Go watch a couple of episodes. It'll blow your mind. This was in the 80s, I think. Don't get me wrong, I don't want the older people to come in here and be like, it was not the 80s, it was the 70s. But yeah, Waymo. W-A-Y-M-O. I want y'all to go do y'all own research. This is a whole new level of trust in technology. Somebody said, I do not trust it. I don't blame you. This is another level of trust in technology. They rolling out in San Francisco. They rolling out in Phoenix and LA. And they starting with a few people who done already opted in saying, okay, I'm going to sign up for this shit. I want it. They get 24/7 service up and down the highway. All would y'all sign up for it? Right? Put hell yeah in the chat if you would sign up for it. And put hell no if you would not sign up for this. I know someone who took a driverless taxi and she said it was the safest she felt in a rideshare. Wow. Well, I think that's that. I don't care how safe the driver. I mean, I guess not driver, the non-existent driver. I don't care how safe the car is, right? At driving, I don't feel comfortable on it, right? I'm cool on it too. Y'all won't see me you will not see me in there, right? He could drive Miss Daisy, but you will not see me in a driverless car. Okay. Now, they didn't say when it's going to expand to all other cities yet, but that don't matter. The milestone itself is the signal that I'm giving y'all. Every time we hit a first, Wall Street start pricing in what's next. And that's where we step in at. Drop a car emoji in the chat if you already thinking about this shit. I'm telling you. We already see what's finna happen. Look, Waymo is not just some shit that got started in a garage. This company is owned by Google. Not even Google, Alphabet. Alphabet owned the company that's behind Google. Now that means deep pockets. Deep pockets. They got money on. They got data power. And they have an army of engineers. Right? They got a goal. They want to remove the human from the wheel entirely. Technology isn't there yet. The car isn't. Well, it is, Ronan. That's my entire point of bringing this up. I'm telling you, it's there already. Like, it's already there. We are not going to be late. Talking about technology is not there yet, Ronan. Do your research. It's already there. We are already here. The future is here, buddy. The future is here. It's not AI's doing this. It's already here. How many cities will Waymo be operating in by 2025? 3 cities, 4 cities, or 5 is the bet. There is no telling. They didn't say when, but I'm telling you that don't matter. I'm telling you that don't matter. They finna remove humans from the wheel entirely. Not us, but I mean that's what their goal is. They've been testing this shit for years already. The highway access was the final thing they had to get across. All right, that's the final boss in the video game you got to beat type shit. Why do we care though? Why do I care as a trader? Because when a project finally crossed from being tested to a commercial launch, that's when the Wall Street motherfuckers start assigning real value to it. Till then, it's all smoke and mirrors. But when that happens, it's not science fiction no more. They getting a real revenue stream from it. Like, they getting real money from it. Its crash rate is less than 3%. You can calculate everything around it faster than humans can. Yeah, you know what, though? You know what else, now that we talk about that, the blunt truth? You know, I don't want nobody that's going to be on their damn phone. You feel me? But ain't the AI literally a phone? You feel me? I mean, it's so much thought that I put into that, right? But I would rather, you know, it's hard to trust a human, too. I don't trust humans either listen, I'm the worst passenger driver, backseat driver. I'm on your ass. You better not do nothing crazy in the car. You might as well let me drive. I don't know. I think when DoorDash got there, flying drone first. I agree with you. I'd rather be the one driving, not the car. Real talk. I mean, it is real talk. But that's where we at though with it. Now, like, yeah, I'm telling you, that's why I care though, is for money though. I'm not talking about this to because I'm gonna get in one. You know what I'm saying? Like, they launching driverless taxi services on highways. Did y'all ever think y'all would be alive to see this? You feel me? I ain't old or nothing, but I ain't think it was gonna, happen that time. Not this time, right? I'm like, maybe I'll be old when it happens. But some folks see driverless taxis and think, ooh, but a lot of people see revenue expansion, regulation hurdles, early adopter plays. The market read this story in 3 stages. Is people get excited about it, that short-term hype, and then you're going to see volume spike in anything that's an AI or electric vehicle related. Then the second phase is the second stage is skepticism, right? We're going to start questioning the safety like some of y'all doing in the comment section. We're going to think about margins and rollout speed, and then the stock's going to cool off. Then you got adoption. Once the real numbers start showing up, the long-term trend starts to form, and right now we in stage 1, and that's the hype. I can't see that in Los Angeles on the 405. Well, Ronan, that's one of the first places that is being launched at. They already there. It's already there. They rolling out in San Fran, Phoenix, and Los Angeles first. Of course, it's going to be on that side. Bring that shit over here if you want to. Not the way these drivers in Chicago get down. Not the way they drive in Indiana. I want to see how that motherfucker react to the potholes in Detroit. You know? Come to the heart of America. Yeah, or I want to see how it react on some black ice. Does it react better on black ice than the people in Georgia? I do see New York getting with the program, but can the car deal with the New York people themselves? Big Sam, can they deal with the flooding in New Orleans? That ain't funny, but nah, for real, dead ass. Nah, good question. Good question. But no, I'm gonna leave that alone for a second. I just wanted to like bring light on it. I like to shed light on this type of stuff. Cause when it do happen, we not late to the ball game. We stay ready, so we don't gotta get ready. You feel me? The real bag is gonna get secured in stage 3, the adoption stage. Once the real numbers show up, I told y'all our job is to collect data for now, not just jump in blind. So a lot of people hear driverless and they think magic. We're gonna simplify the shit. Now, Waymo cars use a combination of LiDAR, which is a laser sensor that maps the world in 3D, right? They use a radar that's going to detect speed and distance. They use cameras for visual cues like lane lines, the lines on the street that tell you which way to go, and signs. They can see signs and shit too with their cameras. And then they got an AI decision model and built into it that's going to process all this shit in milliseconds. The blunt truth says my biggest concern is about these cars is how they determine safe roads such as ice or heavy rain. No, real talk. That's what I was just saying. Like, how's it gonna react to like black ice? But when you put all that together, you get an autonomous brain that can handle 99% of driving decisions. The last 1%, that's the challenge. That's the challenge. And that is where innovation money gonna flow next. That's where they're gonna put their money at next. Try to figure out how we can get this shit to 100%. If you a trader, we not just gonna watch Waymo. We gonna track companies that's trying to solve that 1%. That's probably when the cars are gonna start hovering over the roads. Real talk. They can't even figure out how to make Bing, Google, or Apple Maps 100% correct. Ronan. I swear you ain't lying, boy. I swear you ain't lying. I couldn't agree with you anymore. But yeah, I mean, it's happening though. That ain't gonna stop them from doing shit. You feel me? You seen some of them robots Tesla was popping out earlier this year? They was selling for like 20K. I almost thought about getting one. Yeah. But city driving is chaotic. I get why y'all freaking out. We got a lot of pedestrians that cross the road and shit at the wrong time. Too many fucking stoplights. We got people on bikes and shit want their own lane in the street or whatnot. All that, right? Cool. The highways seem smoother but faster. If Waymo ain't cracked the simple shit yet, and they talking about scaling into nationwide scaling, I'm talking about all across the United States. I feel like that's why this ain't just technology news. This is infrastructure news, AI news, and energy news all in one. Remember how we talked about how the government reopening backlog? And I think about federal transportation funding. So when the government start approving shit like this, matter of fact, when they start approving permits again, that's going to accelerate road testing and electric vehicle infrastructure. So yeah, macro and micro just linked up. The bigger picture and the smaller picture. Government flow meet technology momentum. It's going to be too much shit going on at once. So you looking at the momentum traders, at least, they looking at short-term pops. We're going to keep an eye on Google, NVIDIA, and LAZR. Right? LAZR. Type that in, put that on your watch list. Swing traders going to wait for that first pullback after the hype die down. That's usually going to be your entry before the adoption phase that I was telling y'all about. As an investor, we're going to watch for regulatory milestones and partnerships. Like when Uber or Lyft start talking about licensing Waymo's tech, that's when you're going to scale in. We just extra early right now. Y'all, I'm usually early when I talk about things. I talked about GoPro early, open early. We talking about all this shit early. I just told y'all about Hershey over the weekend, and this week Hershey went up. Out of nowhere? You mean chocolate just gonna go up out of nowhere? No, it's not out of nowhere. I'm paying attention. You gotta pay attention. All right. So you might place short dated calls on Google or long dated leaps as far as options goes, right? Whenever you might be trading an ETF like DRIV. That's a autonomous vehicle theme based ETF. It's called DRIV. So whatever your lane is, I don't know. This ain't financial advice. I just want you to always tie it back to confirmation and not conversation. Always. This ain't about what the fuck I just talked about. It's all about confirmation. So we got Tesla. These are the competitors. We got Tesla. They got a full self-driving they got some full self-driving shit in beta right now that's in testing. So they ain't really hit that. I mean, I seen some videos of them motherfuckers that did not want to. These cars wasn't stopping on the highway. It was scary. I mean, it's scary to see a car with nobody driving it and it just won't stop. But yeah, I seen a video like that that kind of freaked me out. But either way it go, Tesla got a full self-driving that they got in testing, but the highway use already baked in. So GM's Cruise, they are a competitor. They was testing some shit in San Francisco, but they hit some setbacks after some accidents happened too. Uber and Lyft trying to get in the game of the no driving ass cars. I mean, no, I ain't gonna say that. The no person driving it, no driverless cars. Uber and Lyft. They got some software platforms waiting for stable hardware partners. And then you got Apple's Project Titan about to come out. They got this shit called, it might be already out, Project Titan. It's secretive, but it's still in the game. So Waymo just jumped ahead by launching highway rides 24/7. That's going to put pressure on everybody else to go ahead and accelerate their timelines. So when the competition heat up, it means the spending gonna spike. And when companies that supply the chips, sensors, batteries, and all that extra shit, when they orders start to skyrocket, that's where the early money gonna hide at. I mean, come on, y'all. The money talk bullshit walk, right? Money talk bullshit. Money talks. So if people start talking about robo-taxis, I want you to ask, who make the eyes to the robo-taxi? Who builds the brain? Who provides the energy? Who owns the data? Why the fuck do I only got 281 likes? Y'all bogus as hell. Tap the screen. Tap the screen. Do me a favor and tap the screen. I need to get to at least 1,000 likes before I finish this next paragraph. That's crazy work, y'all. And hit the follow button, too, if y'all ain't hit the follow button already. Y'all just gonna come in here and freeload and leech and not show no love and no support. That's crazy work. JoJo, what's happening? Howdy, partner. What's happening? Yeah, Passion, they don't want to tap the screen for me. It's all good, man. I already told them when they tap the screen, they help provide electricity to a starving village in Timbuktu. Bogus as hell for not tapping the screen. They need electricity. Like, when you tap the screen, you are providing electricity to this small village looking at. I'm just playing. I'm just playing. It's a joke. It is a joke. Tap the screen, though. Don't act like that. It pushed my live out to a larger audience, y'all. I keep telling y'all that. I don't care about them damn likes, but TikTok do. So do me a favor and tap the screen. DraftKings still flying high. Hey, Ms. L, you will not shut up about DraftKings, will you? Ladies and gentlemen, I want y'all to, every time y'all see somebody sports betting, whether it's on FanDuel or DraftKings, remind them that they can be a shareholder of the company and that they don't have to just be fucking gamblers, and that as long as people are gambling, they gonna make money as long as those companies are making money, so that they should invest instead of being gamblers. That's what I want y'all to do. If you ever around anybody sports betting, just remind them, hey, you know, you can own a part of that company, right? You see somebody buying Nikes and shit, tell them, hey, you know it's cheaper to buy a share of Nike, right, than it is for you to buy them Air Force Ones. That's what I like to tell people all the time. I like to remind them that all the time. We gotta get off this consumerism shit and start becoming producers. That's right. So yeah, I told y'all, if people start asking about robo-taxis, we want to know who made the eyes, the brain, who providing the energy, who own the data. If you answer those four, then you're gonna map out a trade. I'm telling you, you done mapped out the trade if you can answer all four of them. Now, Already went over the government reopening. We went over the taxiless cars. I kind of went over quite a bit already. You feel me? Kind of went over quite a bit. What else left to talk about? Oh yeah, my partner Nancy Pelosi. Nancy Pelosi. Let's see what Nancy on, y'all. Let's see what old Nancy is on. Did y'all know that her and inverse Kramer strategies are the two top strategies in the United States right now? LJ, thank you. I appreciate it. All right, with Nancy Pelosi, she know how to trade clearly. No, for real. No, for real, bro. She got a crystal ball, and I think that crystal ball is really her husband. She just get a bad rap for it, but no, y'all better leave old Nancy alone, man. Leave Nancy alone. I was mad at first, right? But I feel like it's my thing. It's only insider trading is only fucked up when you don't count me in it. You feel me? That's how I look at it. I know it's fucked. Yeah, you could follow what Nancy do and make some money, bro. I ain't think it was real till I tried it. This is not financial advice, but I'm just saying, like, if you done made some money off copying Nancy Pelosi trade, put a W in the chat, just so other people can see that I'm not making this shit up. Y'all go do your research on who Nancy is, okay? Go do your research on Jim Cramer and doing the opposite of what the fuck he say, because that shit made me money this year too. I didn't believe it. I thought it was just a joke amongst the trader community, but no, it's real. This shit is two of the most played strategies in the United States. The motherfuckers gonna copy Nancy trades, or they gonna do the opposite of what Jim Cramer say, and they gonna make some money. Yeah. With her retiring, we trying to figure out, like, who the fuck we finna copy now? Like, real talk. It's a bunch of people who copy her so much, bruh. Like, they monitor her. Everything she do or she tell us about, right, at her every move, they gonna match it. And usually they make profit along the way. Usually. Now, this shit finna come to an end in 2027. And, yeah, she just told us last week that she retiring after 4 decades of a career in Congress. And she won't run for re-election in the next year's midterm. And once she leave Congress, she won't be required to publicly reveal not a goddamn thing about her family stockholding. That means she ain't telling you shit. It's all coming to an end. Nancy says she done. She says she done. She tired. Nancy says she done. You can stop asking her. Ronan said, I'm glad. Why you glad? Hey, Ronan, you hell on the scale, bro. Why you glad? You glad for a good reason, right? You want her to go travel, like she too old to be in Congress anyways. She ain't the only one that need to retire. A lot of them is dinosaurs. Like, it's amazing how many people in Congress that's over the age of 75. Like, real talk. A large percentage of them are over the age of 75 years old. Blew me the fuck away. Like, what could you possibly do for me at 80 years old? No, Ronan. No. I think the same as a lot of people. But yeah. Nancy said that she done, though. She gonna retire. She ain't got to tell nobody nothing else. She one of the wealthiest members of Congress and one of the best known investors on Capitol Hill. In the last 3 years, her trades had volume of about $59 million. This is according to data from Capital Trades. You can go look this shit up yourself. Capital Trades track lawmakers from both parties. Oh yeah, for sure, Ronan. For sure. Yeah, she different. I tell people all the time. I think it was her husband. I don't think it was her the whole time. But it don't matter. It don't matter. There's no prohibition against members of Congress owning or buying stocks, but federal law requires lawmakers to tell us within 45 days what they doing with their money in the stock market. Like, what are they buying? What are they selling? They have to tell us within 45 days, though. That's the cheat code. Like, why do they get 45 days to hide it? You feel me? Not necessarily hide it, but why do we? Because, I mean, it's fucked up, though. Like, why? You tell us right then and there. Why we gotta wait 45 days? I don't want them to tell me why. It's a rhetorical question. Like, don't think you can tell me why. You gonna piss on my head and tell me it's raining. I'm not gonna listen to what you telling me. My bad, y'all. Let me calm down. But either way it go, federal law requires them to tell us about their transactions and any transactions by their spouse or children or any stock activity done on their behalf. They report their transactions in value ranges, not exact amounts. So they don't have to tell you the exact amount. Most of Pelosi-linked trades are done by her husband, Paul Pelosi. And that's why I told y'all it's him. People blame it on Nancy, but she just in Congress. It's a lot of fishy shit going on. But either way it go, I just wanted to get that all out the way. So before we went into, the rest of it, but they've been saying Nancy on some dirt. So when it's amazing, like when Nancy make a trade, everybody in the community hop on it and it's gonna move the entire market. So whatever the fuck she say is gonna move the market regardless. Now, what's wonderful about her trades is that she got such conviction in the way she trade because she using long dated options. When you look at what she doing. Now they still active even after the delayed disclosures, right? Even after we find out about the shit, they still be active. So you still could jump in on the shit. And she done really good. But why wouldn't anybody want to follow her? You feel me? Now, she didn't deny any wrongdoing. And she rejected assertions that lawmakers may be using non-public information to gain a financial advantage. They've been lying on her name. She said, put some respect on my name. She been defending her standing on her family trades. Because, I mean, they come for your family, too. They say you can't even, your family got to tell us what they doing, too, because we don't know if you telling them what the fuck finna happen. Nancy do some shit like buy stock right before they get a deal with somebody, and then the stock is shoot up like $50, and everybody looking at Nancy like, how the hell she knew it was finna go up like that? Like, she knows something. Obviously, you got to know somebody who knows somebody, and Nancy is that somebody. They've been trying to ban, a lot of people been mad about it, trying to ban lawmakers stock trading, which is legal as long as the trades are told to us. As long as they disclose, it's legal. And it's not isolated to just Pelosi or one political party. This shit, it's not favoritism. Now, she told us about her support in 2022 for to ban this shit. She want to ban it too. At least that's what they say. But now we're going to look at some of her trades. Before I just had to give y'all a little quick, dive into who the fuck she is, right? We got to do a dive into who she is. Now y'all know a little bit about Nancy. She is in Apple. She just sold, it says, she just sold some Apple. Let's see what we got. I'm finna show y'all. Hold on. Yeah. Hold on. All right. Nancy Pelosi sold Apple on October 22nd, 2025. You can see the amount. And remember, they don't have to tell you, oh, LJ, you a 90s baby for sure. But yeah, they don't have to tell you the exact amount. All right? They don't have to tell you the exact amount. Description: contribution of 382 shares held personally to Trinity University in Washington, D.C. And she did this on October 22nd. The price did go up after she sold, though. But she still may know something we don't know. You gotta watch her. I'm gonna go back again and look at some of the other shit that Nancy done did. Let me see something. Yup. And my white tee. Alright. Nancy Pelosi. Net worth. 280 M's. 183 trades. You can see the last traded. Meta is about to become a power, energy company, not just a social media network, nigga. I mean, buddy. For real though, like Meta is somebody you put on your watch list, man. If you're not already fucking with them, it's one of the big seven, first of all. But they running so much data centers. Hey, believes your mommy, get your ass home, man. They got so many data centers that they need to actually become an energy company because that shit requires a lot of energy. So they about to actually go into buying an electric, not just electricity, just like another form of energy. I did a whole segue on it. Her live portfolio, they think I'm about to pay to see her live portfolio. If I do, here comes Skippy in an Eldorado Cadillac with 2 monkey holes. 280 million. That's her current net worth. You get to see how much money she got in stocks and her option trades. She got 3 million in option trades. Google, Amazon, Microsoft. What did she do with Google, Amazon, Nvidia, CRM? Yes, USAR, JoJo. Netflix. This was all earlier this year, though. I want to see the most recent shit. Yeah, they crazy if they think I'm about to do that. But hey, it could be lucrative though. I found out from Twitter. We go on Twitter and find out. The Nancy Pelosi strategy attempts to mirror the portfolio of common stock for Representative Nancy Pelosi and their family and is rebalanced when new trades or annual reports are reported. By the time we find out about it, though, it's a month and a half later. That's what I don't like about this shit, though. Like, you can find out what all of them are doing, not just one. This dude, Michael Burry, this the one from that movie, The Big Short. You can also copy his shit. It's a bunch of websites that let you do this stuff. Yeah. But enough about that. Hold on. Look at this heat map. Here go the most active stocks right now. Most active stocks. We're gonna talk about these real quick. Type I'm ready to get paid in the chat. I'm not a Wall Street guy. You know what I'm saying? I'm not a Wall Street guy. But today I'm gonna give you exactly what to do to find the opportunities that you need. Now, right here, the most active by volume. What you're looking at are stocks sorted out by how many shares traded hands today, not by percentage again, right? But not by percentage gain. So I'm paying attention because volume is truth. The price could lie, news can lie, CEOs lie every day, but 786 million shares changing hands, that's impossible to fake, right? So we're going to look at the right column. That's going to tell you, it says LPTX, 786 million, right? Pay attention. That's not a typo. The float of this stock is only 38 million shares. That means the entire company traded 20 times today. So statistically, according to a 2022 MIT study published in the Journal of Financial Economics, when a small cap stock trades more than 15 times its float in one day, the average 5-day return is over 40%. That's 41%. 41.7% in 5 days. That's free real estate. Now look at the little tiny chart in the middle called the spark chart. Now it's a 10-day price history all compressed into one little line. I get to see where the price been moving in 10 days in one little squiggly line. Some people don't find this shit to be useful, but I use the little spark chart. That's what it is. I don't got to go into the chart how I can see what it's been doing in the past 10 days and use my mind to stretch that out, right? Either way it go, that's what that is. I'm just letting you know. Green means the price went up over the past 10 days. Red means it went down. And if it's teal, it means it went sideways. But we don't see none. LPTX is neon green for 4 straight days. That pattern is called a volume staircase. Institutions buy quietly on day 1, 2, and 3, and then slam the news on day 4. 2 days ago, this stock was $2.10. Yesterday, it closed at $6.80. Right now, it's at $13.40. Y'all don't hear me though. That's a 538% gain in 2 days. Do you know how much money your money would have made with that much? How much would your savings account be if it was up 538% from where it is now? So don't get in now because I'm telling you about it. I'm just showing you the most active stocks right now. Remember, I just told y'all about buying in at the top and shit and how crazy that is, right? It's nuts. But the volume list that I'm showing to y'all, this is for, if you're paying attention to, this morning that's about to happen. We also got Open Door. Open 250 million shares. Spark chart is blood red on the Amaze. But for Open Door, it was red for a long time too, though. And then it flipped green today. So that's a short squeeze. That's usually proof that it was a short squeeze. The short interest was 42% of the float. And when volume explodes on a downtrend reversal, I know y'all don't know much about Gamma, about call options, Gamma. I'll tell you about that on another time if you need me. Just inbox me. But yeah, the Gamma from call options is going to force a lot of people to buy millions of shares. So the stock went from $4.20 to $9.10 in 36 hours. 117% gain. Again, this is free bands if you know the pattern. The AMZE, 245 million. They was bleeding out, and we don't touch bleeding charts on the volume list because 68% of the red spark high volume stocks continue down the next day. So I'm not here to gamble. I'm here to print money. I don't know about y'all. Some of y'all turn on a vacuum cleaner that suck your money up instead of a money printer that's printing money out. I'm fucking with Big Bear AI, BBAI, 187 million shares. This is an AI defense company. They just had a contract with the Pentagon, and I think that shit got leaked after hours, and that's what made them go down. But look, the volume showed up yesterday, and that's how you front run CNBC. Because the PR came out at 4:15, and anyone who bought at 3:50 p.m. on the volume spike made 380% by close. The next one is NVVE, New We Holding, right? 181 million. We got Plug Power, right? 176 million. Hydrogen fuel cell company. You can look at the spike on Plug. Plug. This shit was flat for weeks. And we're gonna connect this to another point in a second. In NVIDIA, NVDA, 154 million. Even on the red day, the volume was crazy. That tells me that institutions are defending that $900 level. So we can expect a vicious bounce on Monday or Tuesday. Let me see. I don't really know that other company, but we know about AMD though. Advanced micro devices, the same semiconductor sector that NVIDIA is in. So the volume on here tells me that money is rotating from NVIDIA into cheaper AMD chips. Like, yeah, I think that's a pair trade setup. I'm gonna tell y'all about this shit I know about called the 333 rule. So volume greater than 100 million shares. And if I'm looking at a red chart on a 10-day relative volume is greater than 300%, if all three are yes, then I'm putting it on my watch list. I'm going to run this every week. I'm going to run this as a filter. So in the last 90 days, that filter is going to produce you some runners. I get like 28 runners over 100% with only a few losses. A big win rate. Use the filters. Like, learn how to create your own filter. Get creative with it. Right? But if you want me to show you how I set my filters up, inbox me. I'll get up with you tomorrow on a 1v1 call. That's probably what you need anyways. Inbox me. Give me your name and your number and the best time to call you. Y'all know how I get down. All right. So now I'm going to talk about this heat map. This is a heat map. This sector heat map. If the volume list is the sniper rifle, the heat map is the satellite telling you what city is about to get bombed with money. So the bright green is color coded. The bright green is letting you know that money is pouring into that sector. The bright red is letting you know that money is running away from that sector. And if it's teal, then it's rotating. If it's dark red, it's dead money. In the top left corner, we got pharmaceuticals and medical research. It's bright green. That's why LPTX is up 538% right now. That entire sector is on steroids right now. When a sector is bright green, every stock inside that sector is going to get a 2 to 5x multiplier. So 2 weeks ago, the same sector was dark red. Start paying attention to the ones that's dark red, because it could be literally bright green the next week. Meaning that it's down now, but that don't mean it's going to be down next week. But you was looking at it like, oh, it is. You looking at it for the wrong reasons. Like, I'm telling you, that's when you want to get in, when it's down. This same sector was down last week. So money rotated out of technology and into biotechnology. That's called a sector rotation. So the one right next to it, software and IT services, dark red. Down less than 1%, but that's Palantir, Snowflake, CrowdStrike, all of them bleeding. You can have the best earnings on earth, but if your sector is red, you're gonna be fighting for my fucking life. In my R. Kelly voice. You know what I'm saying? TikTok just made me do a puzzle when I was reaching for my lab button, but ha ha ha. Anyways, technology equipment right next to IT services. It's the top right. Technology equipment is green. Actually, that's teal green. So that's NVIDIA, AMD, Supermicro, all the AI chip makers. That's why NVIDIA and AMD both showed up on the volume list, even though NVIDIA was down today. It says institutions are buying the dip in the entire sector. You got utilities, light green. This is the only defensive sector making money today. Utilities right there. Right next to energy, fossil fuels. So when tech bleeds, money hides in utilities. I'm personally buying January SO and DUK calls Monday. Let's see. We got renewable energy, bright red. That's why Plug's power spark chart looks weak today. That sector is rotating out. And even with 176 million shares, I'm not touching plug until this box turns teal again. We got real estate dark red. Because the interest rates is up, that real estate gonna be dead for now. Stay away from that shit until we see better days. Automobiles and auto parts. It's pink red. We got Tesla in that sector, Rivian in that sector, LCID. They are all getting crushed right now. Food and beverages, they getting crushed right now. Costco is in that sector. Walmart. People are stopping discretionary spending, right? Interesting. Just read on X, after 232 years today, the U.S. Mint has made the last penny. Makes sense, man. It costs more money than it actually was worth to make it. That lets me know copper is about to go up too, LJ. Keep your eyes on copper. All you people that trade futures, keep your eyes on the copper futures or any copper mining companies in the stock market. All right. What else? Where was I at? 5 cents to make 1 cent. Yeah, that shit ain't make no sense. But the $1 million combo, if you take a stock from the volume list that passes that rule I was telling y'all about, and the sector box is bright green or teal, that's a 10x setup. A chance for opportunity for you to 10 times your money. So I saw LPTX on the volume list, like, I want to say Tuesday night. And it was 786 million shares. It was a green spark. The volume was high. I checked the sector map. Pharmaceuticals was bright green, right? Bought some shares Thursday morning when it was cheap. Sold half of them, and then sold half of them again at the next take profit. That one trade paid a lot of my business expenses for the rest of the year. So LPTX, the pharma sector, bright green. Plug, renewable, bright red. NVIDIA, tech equipment, that shit is green. AMD, the tech equipment, is green. That's why I'm messing with NVIDIA and AMD Monday. And I'm not going to fuck with Plug, even though it got a lot of volume. Why you don't just do options on index funds like QQQ and SPY versus stocks? I do, Lex, man, Florida. Who said I don't? Thank you, JoJo. But you and I both know. You know, that the wins wipe out the losses, so it'd be bittersweet. We had some L's this year. It's been a rough ride. You know what I'm talking about? It's been a rough ride, up and down and up and down. Oh, I see. I was just wondering. Oh yeah, we do both. We do both. But every day I'm gonna look at the broker. I'm gonna look at my brokerage app. I'm gonna look at Webull, or some of y'all use TradingView. That's cool. I'm gonna look at the market movers. I want to see who the most active. I want to see who got the most volume. I want to pretty much look at anything that got volume over 100 million. I'm gonna look at the heat map. Yep. I'm gonna find some grade A high probability trades. I'm gonna make a watch list. I'm gonna set a pre-market volume alert for whenever something go over 50 million on the volume side. And then when the stock break the pre-market high in the first 30 minutes, I'm gonna put 10% of my account. Stop loss 10% below the entry. That shit sound crazy, right? 10% of my account is crazy. I know. I'm not telling y'all to do it. This is not financial advice. I advise y'all to do 1% of your account. Just do 1%. I take 30% profits immediately. I'm going to move my stop loss to break even. I'm going to let the rest of it run. I'm going to do this shit as much as I can every day. Now, I caught 5 runners in the beginning of the year. And last month, we caught a few of them. We caught BBAI, we caught Open, we caught NVIDIA, and a small biotech one called TNXP, we caught GoPro, we caught the hell out of Intel, JoJo. Thank you. You know what I'm saying? My player partner put me on. You feel me? But yeah. MP, that's right. We caught MP too. We're not done catching shit. That's why I'm telling y'all, what do I do to find these opportunities? I'm telling you now. I use screeners. A screener is your friend. Learn how to use it. Learn how to screen through these stocks. Learn how to use what they got. And JoJo just said something I think y'all should pay attention to. Watch that INTZ. Watch it. Add it to your watch list. The 18 people that's in here. You know what I'm saying? Hit the follow button just for that. Y'all should be hitting the follow button and thanking me right now. Because I got my friend in here sharing this info. IMPP and USAR are next. This is the little birdie, you guys, that told me about Intel. So don't sleep on this little birdie in here chirping away. Me and Stinky Pinky was talking about you the other day. It was cool. We was like, we got a little birdie that be chirping in our ear. You know what I'm talking about? But yeah, we turned a little bit of money into a lot of money. That's the power of combining these two strategies that I just told y'all. You feel me? So I gave you the entire playbook for free. All I'm asking you to do is to hit the follow button. Tap the screen. That's all I ask. Share the live out. You just got the entire playbook. I ain't going, you know what I'm saying? You can catch the replay on my YouTube. I'm going to drop the replay on there. You feel me? But yeah, we building a millionaire community one lesson at a time. That's all I could do is come on here and teach people how to be long-term investors. And you, of course, if you're going to take your short-term money that you made on the short term and invest that for the long term, you need to be building some type of solid financial foundation. If you don't have a solid financial foundation, you should not be trading. Can't give away my source, but let's say this one is reliable as fuck. Nah, for real. I'm with you, JoJo. Yeah, so if you have property or you own your house or you own your car, right? You need to put these things in the trust. You need to protect the things that you own, your assets. You feel me? Your business. Protect it. Some of y'all got a business and don't even know that you can put your employees on life insurance because they so important to your business that if something happened to them, it would be hard for you to replace them. So you deserve to get a check because you had insurable interest on that employee. There are so many different ways to wealth. I think y'all, should definitely take your time and speak with a financial advisor. Send me your name and your number and the best time to call you. And we gonna figure something out for you. You don't have to own a business. This same thing applies for anyone in your family. You should monetize the death. I'm sorry, I have to say that. I got to keep it 1,000 with you. That's what wealthy people do. They monetize death. As soon as something happens to anybody in their family, they get a big fat ass check. A big fat. They get to mourn in peace, especially a family business. That's right, JoJo. Because they are all beneficiaries to a trust. So guess what you need to build? A trust. So you need to inbox me so we can get you one of those if you don't have one. You might be the architect of your family's legacy. So I think it's time that you take action, right? You have a calling. You got to pick up the phone. You know what you're supposed to be doing. And do you know the punishment for those that know better and don't do better? No, it's not funny. I'm serious. Do you know? Like your ass is grass, Mr. Postman.